everybody, what's up? Killjoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we're going to be talking about A Quiet Place 2, which is slowly becoming one of the most anticipated horror movie sequels probably like of all time. I know how insane that sounds, but because of the reviews, they're saying that this is one of the better horror sequels ever. I'm so excited to see it tomorrow night. We're going to talk a little bit about it in a sec here, but first I'm going to need y'all to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon. $1 a month goes a long way, and it's going to help fund my Scream fan film, so make sure to check that out by clicking on the link in the description below. Alrighty, now let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Well, I'm Pennywise the dancing clown.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
You son of a...
God, don't do that.
Well, sometimes that is better.
So finally, after waiting for this movie for way over a year, because if you remember, it was supposed to come out like literally the week that COVID got so bad here in the United States. We are finally getting this movie after like a year and basically a 2-month wait, and oh boy am I so excited for it. I'm predicting this is going to be one of the better horror films of the year now. The film is being described as, following the deadly events at home, the Abbott family must now face the terrors of the outside world as they continue their fight for survival in silence. Forced to venture into the unknown, they quickly realize that the creatures that hunt by sound are not the only threats that lurk beyond the sand path. Now, I believe it's going to take place right where we left off at the end of the last film. If you remember, it was like literally the remaining 3 Abbott family members, and all of the creatures are like running towards them because they just fired a shotgun into that one creature and killed it. I'm really hoping we see the resolve of that scene. I have been kind of waiting to see what happens afterwards. I mean, obviously they survive, but like I've just been waiting to see what happens to conclude that scene since 2018, since the first one came out. I am literally so excited for that more than anything.
Pawnee is literally the greatest town in the country.
But then you also have the addition of Cillian Murphy to the cast, who's going to be playing the character of Emmett. You might have seen him in the trailer. He's the guy that they meet who's like been living alone all this time. Apparently like his wife and kid died, and now he's been like living alone this whole time during the apocalypse. Now, because of the description, I'm assuming that maybe it wasn't the monsters that killed his family. Maybe it was like a group of like raiders or something, or like maybe we have some other characters in this mess, maybe like some human villains on top of the creatures as well. I am predicting this film is going to do a lot of world building. We're going to find out a lot more about the worlds than just like what we knew in that first movie, where it was like they were just kind of living like isolated in that barn and like that whole little area. Now, in the cast list, there's also a character that's just named Man on the Island, who I'm very interested to see like where that goes. Are we going like, is this movie going to wrap up on an island somewhere? Because that's going to be really interesting. Another thing I want to talk about is that Lee Abbott's character, who is of course portrayed by the writer and director John Krasinski, he will be back in flashbacks. Of course, his character died in the last movie. That's really not a spoiler at this point. I'm sure there's gonna be someone who's like, bro, you spoiled that for me, bruh. But thankfully, we will be seeing him again in this film in flashbacks, so that's gonna be really cool. I'm assuming those flashbacks are also going to be telling us a little more about Cillian Murphy's character, who we briefly see in like one of those flashbacks. I actually think this is the scene where maybe, this is just a guess, where his wife and kid die. Like you can actually see him like running across the field and one of the monsters runs out of nowhere and goes and attacks some people. I think that might be the scene, but it's just like it's out of context, so you don't know. Hopefully it's not giving away too much about like what happened with his character. I really don't like when trailers like give away a whole lot about what's going to happen in a movie. Just give me some brief stuff, some cool scenes, and some jump scares, which pretty much the trailers for this movie do. Because like I like trying to figure stuff out, but I don't like actually being right. Does that make any sense? Like I don't like actually figuring out a movie before I go and see it. Like I want to be surprised, I want to be shocked, but at the same time I like theorizing about things because it's fun. It's fun to theorize and like guess what's going to happen in a movie, because these films are so exciting. I love horror movies so much. If you can't tell from all the time that I put into a horror YouTube channel, I mean, how many videos have I posted on this thing? Like 300, 350? I don't know. So I guess I like horror movies like a little bit. I mean, I don't know, you know. The reviews for this movie are insane. It has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. My buddy Jimmy Champagne, he actually posted like a Twitter post about the film and just said like, oh my god, this is one of the best horror sequels ever. Obviously that's paraphrasing, but just to summarize it, that's basically what the gist of it was. I'm so excited. I'm going to be seeing it tomorrow, and I will be doing a spoiler-free review immediately after I see it. I really hope I'm not getting like too hyped though, because I'm worried that everyone's saying it's so good and then it's just gonna be okay. Because I am very worried about about that. You know, it's tough for a sequel to top the original film. Typically, it is tough for a sequel to top its original film unless it does something that maybe the original film didn't do, which I'm definitely thinking that this film is going to be exploring a whole bunch of different aspects of this universe. Like I said, world building. We also don't have the safety of the Abbott family being in like an environment that they know. Like this whole movie, they're going to be like venturing out into the world, trying to find a new place to call their home. So I think that's going to add another interesting layer of horror to this new movie. Personally, I am so excited for A Quiet Place 2. I think it's going to be pretty epic, but what do you guys think? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching my video on A Quiet Place 2. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Just look up Killjoy Jake and I'll come up. Check out my second channel, Movie Smoothie. I just posted a video on there for the first time in like a month. Sorry, it's, you know, life has been busy. I've posted almost 30 videos this month on this channel, so like trying to find time for another YouTube channel has been difficult. But make sure to check that out. I just posted my story about how I met Drake Bell. You can check out that page by going to my little channels tab on my main channel here, and hopefully you subscribe. Please consider supporting me on Patreon as well. The link for that will be in the description below. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.